Hello there and welcome to the Political Courier Webcast for Sunday, September 28th. A few interesting things going on this weekend. The debate was a few nights ago and I did a webcast on that, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. The story now goes back to Sarah Palin. The rule of thumb for Republicans used to be that perhaps as a strategy to avoid too much talk about Sarah Palin's family, her personal life, her time in Alaska, she should go in front of the cameras. If she were to have interviews with members of the press, be on TV, she would be judged fairly and judging her politics, nothing else. Now, after that interview with Katie Couric last week on CBS, I think some Republicans are starting to wonder if that's the best strategy. I don't like to interject too much, but I happen to think Palin's performance in that interview was poor, or a little raised some eyebrows, maybe not for the right reasons. I think her answers on questions about Russia and foreign policy were a little shaky, and that's definitely not a good thing to be on John McCain's ticket. So causing a little concern, I think, among some Republicans. GOP operatives are definitely not criticizing her, though. However, we have seen some leaks from Republican strategists who are suggesting, and there is one article I saw online last night, saying perhaps Sarah Palin should step aside, say she's not completely prepared for this opportunity to be vice president, and let someone else fill that slot. I happen to think that will never happen, as it would really embarrass John McCain and show that he doesn't even have the ability to pick a proper running mate. So I don't see that happening. But after that initial wave of enthusiasm for Sarah Palin that I definitely picked up on at the RNC, I think we're starting to see a little more reality checking here. She's not going to be a home run candidate every night. She's going to cause some trouble. There will be a few gaffes in the next few months. So, you know, things, a little murmur of apprehension perhaps about Sarah Palin's debate with Joe Biden next week. But, you know, things are starting to change a little bit. The media has really been outdoing itself, I think, on its coverage of Sarah Palin. I was watching CNN Live last night and they were taking the camera and following her around as she went to a Philly cheesesteak stand in the southern part of Philadelphia, and she was asked by a Temple college student, "What do you think about the situation in Pakistan? What are you going to do about it?" And one of her responses contradicted John McCain's own political statements in the past and what he was saying in the debate with Barack Obama. So, and CNN really jumped on that. They're highlighting immediately any gaffes she makes, so she's under very tight scrutiny, and I think Republicans may wish that weren't happening so much. In the opinion piece of this week's Sunday New York Times, Maureen Dowd, not too critical of Barack Obama ever, and definitely going on the attack against John McCain and Sarah Palin here, saying Palin's debate performance on that interview with Katie Couric was, quote, stunningly junior varsity, and saying she had lots of nonsensical answers. So the media, you know, really taking a sharp look at Sarah Palin now. On to Barack Obama. We saw that point in the debate where John McCain was talking about a bracelet he was wearing in memory of a fallen Iraqi soldier. The soldier's mother had told McCain to wear the bracelet to remember her son and not to let this war fail, to not let his death be in vain. Then Obama busted out a line saying, "I've got a bracelet too," and showed his own bracelet, sort of struggled to remember the name of the person on the bracelet without looking at it. And a lot of supporters said that was Obama's strongest moment, a strong comeback to one of John McCain's best lines and best parts of the night. It turns out that Ryan Jopek, the soldier who died in Iraq, his family actually asked Barack Obama's campaign back in March, and have repeatedly since then, not to wear their son's bracelet anymore and not to use it on television or give it any press. So it turns out that Obama didn't follow through with that wish, and he was on that debate in front of millions of people reading the soldier's name and using it, you know, for political gain. So we'll see if there's any fallout over that. I don't think there will be, but an interesting story to think about after that debate. So that's the Political Courier Webcast for Sunday, September 28th. See you around.